J Moore, the very best reviews. Tell them none can contest, we gon'
What's good, everybody? Welcome to the show. Appreciate everybody for coming through. I appreciate y'all for hanging in there. I know it's been, a lot of people drained lately, working hard, not really having much to show for it, stressing, all the bills, everything going up. Hey, I'm feeling it too, so I get it. So I appreciate everybody for coming through. And on this video, I'm going to just go through and react to a few things that I've been coming across on social media, a couple of stories here and there. It's a lot of wild stuff going on out here in these streets. And I think it might get wilder. Actually, that's probably the even worse news to have. But we're going to go ahead and break it down. I appreciate y'all always for coming through. Sheena, what's good? Sheena, I appreciate you for coming through as well. You say stopping by to say hello on your way to sleep. Well, hopefully you can stick around for a little bit. And if not, when you wake up, you can have something to watch in the morning and maybe have a laugh or two, learn something, be shocked about something, upset, who knows. But I'm going to be here for you, girl. Hey, I ain't gonna walk out on you at least. You know what I'm saying? But place to vent. Yo, Jay, what's good, fam? What's good? Place to vent. And also, I do want to bring out, what is Tyler Perry gonna do? Beauty in Black on Netflix. I want to review The Peacemaker. Man, The Peacemaker, actually a really good show, man. This season 2 or whatever has been fire. I mean, it's been shocking too. They had a full-blown orgy where they was naked banging. I'm like, damn, this done turned into a porno. Peacemaker on HBO. I'm glad I ain't had little kids watching with me. Anyway, I gotta go ahead and get to that Peacemaker because that show is wild. Okay. It's a lot of good stuff on TV. So I ain't forget about my reviews and stuff from this app I've been trying to work on, been kicking my butt, to be honest, but I ain't gonna give up. We gonna make it, you know what I'm saying? Big Bird, what's good, fam? How you feeling? I hope everything all good with you. You say, what's good, my fam bam? Dame Kenny, what's good, fam? How you doing? Hope everything all good with you. All right. Now, let's get into a couple of these wild videos that I've come across. Now, I don't really use social media as far as like Instagram or Twitter or Snapchat, TikTok. I don't really use that stuff, but I do have a few apps on my phone through like Newsbreak and other things where I get to like read stories and stuff. I like to read the stories instead of scrolling through videos. I'd rather read the headlines and then decide what I'm going to choose instead of scrolling and I don't know what I'm going to get. Anyway, it just so happens a lot of these things are on Twitter or X, but some are on Instagram. But my point being, when I read the stories, I either will retweet it on Twitter or save it on Instagram. I need to start reposting them back into Discord as well. But my point is, we'll go through some of the things in the last week or so that I come across on Twitter, because let me tell you, it's wild out here. So let me pull it up. And some of these things, I mean, well, we will see. So also, let me pull up my, if you want to stay subscribed to my Twitter or X, let's see, how do you, well, it's JAYMOOREREVIEWS at JStradamus78. That's my main page. But how do we, let's see how you share it. See, that's why I don't probably have as many. It's only 2,000 followers on here, and I don't know how to share it. Anyway, we'll get to that later. I wasn't coming for that. Follow it, check it out, JStradamus78. Now, there's so many things to get to. But let me pick out a couple of these other ones. This is actually interesting. I'm not going to pull this one up, but this guy, the black dude, that's what we would so-called determined to be a nerd with comic book culture and things. And he was basically saying how women sometimes look down on them, although they're not a bad demographic of people and doing pretty good. Anyway, it was pretty interesting. Now, this right here is something that I realize more and more that I'm unique. Now, I'm from Chicago, born and raised, and Chicago is a very political city as well as a historical city. People are familiar with their history. And I thought that's just how a lot of people were until I moved to other places and cities and states and realized everybody isn't that way, especially the black community. So, that's was kind of shocking to me. But Godfrey, being the child of Nigerian immigrants, but growing up in Chicago, as well as Chicago is a funny city, he had an interesting take on this. I'll let this play.
Why is the wealth gap of black people? Why is it, why is it so far? How come black people don't own anything? Well, there's a book that a white man wrote called The Color of Law on why they purposely redlined black people from owning houses. They purposely, it was in the law to not sell to African Americans. You see how they act now, how they depreciate when they're selling to black families. Where does this come from? Oh, it comes from here. Building highways.
Now, what he's talking about is something that in Chicago we kind of grew up knowing, because in my area I grew up in was a nice area, but it was a white area at one time, and then all the whites left to the suburbs, what they call white flight, and it was all black area. And we would always say, man, there used to be these businesses here, or there used to be this, or used to be, and everything used to be nice, but they took all the money, left it all. Anyway, it wasn't until, but they didn't want to integrate, they rather separate suburbs, other things, which was more affordable, more expensive than homes in the city, because the homes in the city, once one or two families sold, then everybody was in a rush to sell, which, because the way real estate is sold by comparison homes, the prices came down. Although on my neighborhood and block, it was probably 3 or 4 white families on at least every block that didn't leave. But nobody never bothered them, and they probably felt justified in never leaving too. But nevertheless, what he's saying is true about redlining government FHA loans and VA loans and things that was denied. And then people today vote on things that's really against themselves, thinking that somebody got a handout, not realizing it was your people that actually got the handout by getting those loans and able to do all those things. And nobody ever got a handout in these other communities, barely got anything. And then everybody went up and on. Everybody had to fight like who knows what to get the little bit they did get. Anyway.
The middle of black neighborhoods so that black people couldn't build houses. This is all facts.
Now, that I didn't understand when I was younger, but in Chicago especially, the main expressways is all through black neighborhoods, And I didn't realize how devastating that could be growing up. But if you had a neighborhood because these highways is wide, so that's like 5 or 6 blocks of wealth that was torn down. People, of course, eminent domain, little bit of money for here or there. And, it fractures. You got one half of the expressway that's doing good. The other half, not doing good. And I used to always wonder why this side always bad and this side good. And now I realize that kind of made another dividing line. It's just crazy. Crazy how stuff happened, man. But history is important, man. We got to know our history, y'all.
Or they put black neighborhoods on toxic waste dumps, and then black people get cancer. This is happening. I need to know about this kind of shit. So if I go and buy a house, I go, oh, I know it. Don't be it. Yeah, but history is important. But the problem is our history is just, whether it's African colonialism, is so atrocious that they don't want to hear that shit. Well, you should.
You know, the sad part about all of this that he's talking about, and then it's a good video. Like I say, it's on my Twitter, so if y'all want to see the rest. But the worst thing about all of that is that when we were growing up, being dumb or not knowing shit, that wasn't cool. And even if you was dumb and didn't know shit, at least you would be like, well, I don't know. Or you were more humble. You wasn't acting like you knew everything, knowing damn well you wasn't a good student, knowing damn well you wasn't paying attention to nothing. You still didn't run around acting like you knew everything, you know, whereas now the dumbest people act like they know everything. And that is just insane. Don't listen. It used to mean something to know stuff and to be right. And I think that's the worst thing that's happened, is that not knowing history is cool. Not knowing who people are. I talked to somebody the other day. They didn't know who Hulk Hogan is. Like, how? I'm not saying you gotta like him or he was a brave, great man or this or that. Just how you don't know who it is, though. It's all kind of people I don't like or care about or whatever. I couldn't tell you. I don't have anything against Dolly Parton, but I know who she is. I don't know. I know who Tim McGraw is and all these people. I couldn't tell you a song. I couldn't go a deep dive on it now, but at least I heard it. I don't know how people don't know stuff and are happy. I feel bad not knowing stuff. Nobody will ever know everything. I know that. But good grief. If I don't know, put me on game. if I say I don't know who Hulk Hogan is, and you be like, what? I'll be like, well, damn, who was he? And then you tell me the next time somebody asks me, I'll be like, who, the wrestling dude? I ain't never seen it, but I know what you're talking about. That's how I look at it. I don't be like, here we go again with the Hulk Hogan. Somebody else said that. I don't want to hear about it. I don't know. I don't watch wrestling. I don't care, okay? That is insane way of thinking. An insane way of thinking, man. I can't get the way a person could even talk like that and think like that. Big Bird was good. You say that's the same in my hometown of Omaha. You from Omaha, Nebraska? Hey, what's with Bud? I'm watching that fight, boy. Bud Crawford, boy. I'm telling you, Bud Crawford gonna win that fight. I don't know who picking Canelo, but you know, we could put some money on it. You know what I'm saying? I got my money on Crawford. Anyway, the Oracle of Omaha. You say that's the same in my hometown of Omaha, expressway built through North Omaha, the black side. Well, see, that's the whole point, Big Bird, is that this is not an accident. That's what, when they say systemic racism, it was done at the top. It's not an accident that expressways went through black ownership in black communities in every city in America. It ain't no accident Martin Luther King Boulevard is in every black neighborhood in America. Like, they don't make these type of mistakes. They did that on purpose. They didn't give a damn about them. They wasn't going to knock out a bunch of white homes and wealth and families. So, you know, these no-gooders, they we can go on and on what they think about that. So knock them down across every state. And even if some of these roads got to go all kind of ways to achieve that, and it costs more to build to achieve that, so be it. And we can go through that. It's actually, and that's the thing, man. When I was in school, no, I was not a A student. I could have been, because the way school basically works is if you do your homework and you sit there listening to what they say all day, how could you not get A's and B's? Most people that don't get A's and B's, they probably wasn't really paying attention to their teachers. They probably wasn't really doing the homework and studying and studying and studying and studying. If they was, they probably had some non-diagnosed thing. Because how could you do the homework, you read what you're supposed to read, you fill out the stuff, you do. So what if it take all day and night to do the homework? You do it and you get the grades. It's being a good follower. I never was really a good follower. Anyway, I think I could have, but I'd rather not do it and then cheat off of somebody else that did it and get a C or a B and be good enough. But you know, the thing with all this stuff, I forgot where I was going with the school stuff, but it'll come back to me. What I was saying about this education or whatever. But here's something else that we see a lot of, but I don't like. And I'll tell you why. It's because this could have went the wrong way unnecessarily. I don't like seeing black men get pulled over by police and cussing at them and calling them bro. And what you putting me over for, man? Y'all shit. I don't like that, man. Hey, look. Do you have the right to say that? Absolutely. Are you wrong for being upset? Not at all. Do you have the right to ask them? Yes. I've been pulled over from age 16 when I first got my license to probably 22, at least 20 plus times. At least, I'm not joking, at least 20 times. Got all kind of tickets, got locked up for a moment, driving unsuspended and all kind of stuff. The only thing can really save your ass is your mouthpiece. Don't escalate. I've had weed or been drunk, run a stoplight, drunk and smoke and underage, like 17, 18. I'm sorry, officer. I didn't mean to. I never do it again. It was my birthday. Man, I don't give a damn if I look like a bitch. I'm not about to get shot. He ain't about to beat my ass on the side of the road. He ain't about to tow my car. He ain't about to give me a bunch of tickets. He ain't about to ruin my day. You're not. Dude, you're not. Who are you? You ain't about to ruin my day. You're not. I don't want to sue you. Man, this is just crazy, man. I'm like, they like Debo. I'm gonna be Debo come around. I'll be quiet. When they leave, I'll be talking again. What is so hard with this? I guess what? Everybody got to film every interaction. I ain't no bitch. Hey, man, it's a bunch of people that ain't no bitch in prison. I don't want to hang with them. And I guess what? Nah, I'm a bitch because I don't want to hang with them in prison. I'd rather go home. For real, I would. I've always would rather go home than go to prison. Always. I've never been a time where I'm like, man, I ain't going home tonight. I want to go to the pen. It's better. At least I got company. That's where my friends hang out. This never crossed my mind. Ain't nothing. Man, I don't want to hang with them. I'm not gonna see these cops again. You know, all them times I got pulled over. I don't even know. I ain't never seen them again. I never seen these cops again. I don't know them. You could line them up in front of me today. Other than they being white, I wouldn't know who the hell they were. They probably wouldn't know me either. It's one that I do remember, this black sheriff, though. He was an asshole. I almost got shot by the police at point blank range in my own backyard. Like, looking back on that, like the gun, I'm coming out and the gun is right here to my chest. And if I could have just, hey man, make you do that? I would have been dead. At what? Well, how old was I? 18? I was 18. So, it doesn't matter if they're wrong. Derek Chauvin went to jail for what he did to George Floyd. If I was George Floyd, I don't give a damn. He could have been free. Let me live. I'd rather be alive than my name being known by the whole world, because did nobody know who he was, but the whole world know his name, and this dude in jail and all the stuff that I'd rather be alive, and none of that happened if I was him. And I think most people would agree. Nobody trying to get martyred with it like that. Anyway, this dude here, it could have went bad. He lucky this cop didn't trip. Now, I'm not saying dude deserved it to go bad. He don't. Again, I think you should be able to say these things. I just don't think the police are disciplined enough when they do the wrong thing.
Morning. Stop you for your tinted windshield, tinted side windows. Get your license and insurance, please.
Man, I just got rolled for that shit, man. I got caught on the night.
Okay. Well, I need to see your license and your insurance, please, for your tinted windshield and your tinted side windows.
So you finna write me, what, 2 citations?
I need to see your license and your...
And I've had tinted windows on every car I've ever owned. Every single car, I think maybe one. But every car I've ever owned, I got tinted windows, and I used to get tickets all the time for it. But I would never get them taken off. I'd just pay the ticket and then not pay it.
Insurance.
Y'all ain't giving nigga time to take the motherfucker off. Yeah, that's my insurance right there. You just did.
No.
Man, that's my insurance right there.
Physical or digital copy?
I ain't got no motherfucking, I ain't got it.
Okay, you're refusing to show your insurance?
No, I ain't refusing. I have it.
That's another thing, y'all. Don't fall for the okie doke. Don't fall for the okie doke, man. They love with that you refuse and stuff. He said he don't have it. That ain't a refusal. He don't have it. A refusal mean I do have it. I just ain't giving it to you. I was on an airplane, and the woman, everybody in the first class was asleep. I got to get in first class because it's hard getting in them other seats in the wheelchair. Anyway, it was at night. Everybody, it was only 2 rows, one here and there, and one here and there. And I'm in this back one. Everybody's asleep. I'm the only one up. I got the phone like this in my face because my AirPods went out. And she's talking about I'm disturbing everybody. Everybody's asleep. Who I'm disturbing? Are you refusing to put your phone away? If you don't get out of my face, I'm about to refuse to kick this. What? Man, they love this crap, man. They love this. Are you refusing crap, man? Don't fall for the okie doke. I'm telling you, never fall for the okie doke. Now, this right here, this is a good one because it's about relationships. And here's the thing, man, with women and men and relationships and dating now. First of all, men and women don't understand each other and how they operate. But secondly, no matter what you want to say about a man, when he get a lot of money, he just want to share it. Now, you can say, well, if he got a bunch of women or he want to get a bunch of women, he's still sharing it. He got a bunch of side pieces. He breaking them up. He's sharing the money. He got a business. He got a friend. He trying to put people on. A man thinks about providing one way or another, whereas women think about, I don't need nobody. I got all this. I'm good. Now, of course, we're not talking about every man and every woman, just in general. Now, I think most women would not be in that mindset had they not have got tricked. And I think women got tricked when they bought into that being an independent woman, being a strong woman, don't need a man stuff. That wasn't for all women. That was for gay women. They didn't need a man. They were strong, independent. Women's live. They could work. They can lift boxes. They don't need a man to open their door for them. They stud muffin to do it for them. They didn't need these things. But then when straight women started adopting this, well, you can't do that and then want a man and then say you don't need a man or don't do this or that, but then you want a man, but then a baby daddy, but then do this, but then you want to be the boss and tell him what to do, or he got to make more money than you, but then if he do, then he got to still what? Act like you the prize and kiss your ass. He at work making money. He ain't going to be texting you all day and acting like you the prize. And if he is texting you all day and looking like you the prize, then he a homosexual. He don't make enough money. He ain't this, he ain't that. Woo. It's a lot. Of course, not every woman is this way. I think the younger the women, the worse off. I think Gen X women and women close to Gen X probably are the last women not involved in this mindset in America, but it's looking bad. Let's hear this.
I can be honest. Men are greedy. Men are greedy. That's what it boils down to. When men get money, you know what's their thought process when men get money? What? I can finally take care of a family. I can get a girl and I can do X, Y, Z with her. And I can when a woman get more than one girl. No.
Hey, she might be right with that. Hey, when there was a time when I was younger, I wanted to get money so I could have more than one girl. I ain't gonna lie to you, but that ain't being greedy. If anything, that's being more shareful. Now, you could say being greedy is in I want all the women or something, and hedonistic attitude when I was younger, then possibly. And that's a different kind of greed, or greed of the lust or the body, maybe. And that's a different argument, possible. I wouldn't say that's not entirely true. But what would be the other thing of that coin would be a selfishness, which is a greed only to yourself. So, I mean, I doubt women think when they get a lot of money, I can go and get this dude and have whatever dudes to come smash me. I'm about to start 3 or 4 families. Women don't think like that. So, which is good, because it actually wouldn't work. You can't have 3 or 4 families with 3 or 4 different dudes, and what, they don't know you pregnant, and every 9 months you disappearing, or it just. But anyway, let's get back to the video, because she makes a good point. It's just not well thought out, and that's why this dude comes with some good stuff. Let me play it.
Either way, even that's the case. No, even that's the case, he's still doing for who? Another woman. Now, when a woman gets her money and gets things, what does she say? I don't need a man. I don't need a man. So who's really the greedy one? If anything, women are very greedy and selfish. Everything is about me, I, what I can do.
And he's not lying. Everything he said is actually the truth. No, because for real, when a man has it all figured out and he's got the career that he wants and, is able to make all the money that he has, then in the end, what is he doing it for? He's doing it for a family he wants to build with a woman that he wants to be with. But then once a woman has decided to aim for a career that she wants and ended up making that kind of money, 6 figures, whatever, chasing that lovely bag, she ends up just telling herself that she doesn't need a man and that she's independent. Name one man that ever says that he's independent.
That is true. If you are a real man, I'm not talking about some of these men out here today. I don't know what they are. But a real man, old school man, is what I should say. Because somebody gonna say, what you mean? I ain't a real man because I don't agree to how you think. Okay, old school men. I'll tell you a few things because I consider myself an old school man. One, I ain't never drove one of my girlfriend's cars. I've always had my own car. It ain't always been a nice car, but whether it was my Cavalier, a Lumina, or a Mercedes, I'm always gonna have my own car. I'm not driving your car, period. I never drove a girlfriend car like I need your ride to go to work. No. 2, I don't need to live in your house. I've never lived in a girlfriend house I've been with the girl. We've lived together, both on the lease, both paying, but I need to live in your house, stay in your couch, ask for your food, do all of it. No, I don't. And also, I never borrow money from no girlfriend. I never borrowing no money from you. I just saw this on Netflix, Love, Con, Revenge. This dude is emptying women's bank accounts out $100,000 to the point where this woman is borrowing money to pay her mortgage. He asked her, "You think you can ask your daughter for money?" Her daughter was 17 and she was doing it. This is insane. But he was a con man. But regardless of that, I'm not asking for gas money or anything. That is not it. It's no need being met other than I enjoy your company, companionship, friendship. But I don't want you to pay my bills. I don't want to drive your car. I don't need you to cook and do all these things. Yeah, these are nice, but that's not a need. And so, as a man, I don't know what a lot of these dudes are doing now, thinking it's a bonus they get to drive her car or live in her house and stuff. That's your mama. That's your mama. I ain't never want my girl to be my mama. I never wanted. That's not interesting to me. You ain't gonna question and do all these things. That's the problem. We here because I choose to be. It's not because I need a place to live or I need your income or your credit or all these things. It's not. We not in a relationship of needs. Don't get with me because you need me to pay your bad credit off or pay for your car note or put a roof over your head, do all these things. These could be benefits, just like cooking and doing other things for me could be benefits, but don't do it thinking that's what this is or we got to pay to play and all these things. I just think that's where you already starting off wrong because you ain't really liking this person. You liking what they do for you, which means that you are really not there for them. You there for what they do for you, which means you could be not liking that person, but still sticking around because they paying or doing this or whatever. And I'd rather you leave than be around me and upset or unhappy, but you still getting benefits from me. People that's called using somebody and taking advantage. I wouldn't do it. A woman wouldn't want a man living and using her and then going to be with somebody else he really care for. Why would women think that's okay to do to men? I don't know, man. But
and she's not doing it for anybody else, because I've never heard a woman say that she does it for anyone else. She just does it for herself. Because in the end, even when she is doing it for herself, she's going to still expect a man to do it for her too. And that's the thing that's the problem that I see now, is that a lot of women want relationships and then they find themselves wanting to have the benefits in said relationship, but they still wouldn't provide any benefits to a man. Like, what is a man exactly benefiting off of that? And to me,
that is the actual problem I've had in trying relationships lately in the last few years, is that they want the benefits of being in a relationship, riding a car, or living and doing this or having money, but don't want to offer nothing to me. Don't know how to cook, ain't trying to put no nookie on the table, ain't trying to do this and that, lazy, don't want to clean, what is this? What I'm doing? Just looking at you? I'm paying to have somebody sit around. This is insane. Insane. And then I'm wrong when I ain't gonna go with it. Is you crazy? These ladies are crazy these days. I sit here and keep my money. Anyway, I got another video of this woman that says something that is totally insane, and then she's encouraging other people to do it. Let me see where that video is. We'll come back to some of this other stuff. And I can't believe how this woman dropped some stuff right there too, old school. But I can't believe how she was trying to encourage other women to follow her bad advice. Let me see where that is. There's so many good videos I'll be putting on Twitter. Yeah, y'all might want to check that out. This right here just shows how we living in
himself down the block to Chick-fil-A, sat there eating his little nuggets.
this woman breaks this story down. I want to still, while I'm thinking about it, get to my other story about what this woman's bad advice. But look at this. So in today's day and age, let me bring the screen back up, where everybody is so scared of somebody stealing a kid, kids running away, abductions, immigrant, all this stuff. Everybody got to watch, monitor, child abuse hotline, da 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 da. This little boy, he disappears from home. And what does he do? He go to Chick-fil-A to get him his little nugs. He got to get him some baby nugs. He got some baby nugs, all right. But let me tell you something. Actually, in my day, he ain't do nothing wrong. We walked all over the damn place. Ain't nobody give a damn about us. It wasn't no cameras. It wasn't no phones. We was out till the street lights came on. And sometimes we pushed that limit. We rode our bikes all over the damn place. I remember riding my bike damn near a mile and a half to go play Street Fighter 2, okay? So it ain't nobody know. I think I just told my mama that this past year when I was taking her back, and I said, I rode all the way here to play a video game. She said, what? Anyway, in today's day and age, if you disappear and go places and the kids unattended, they be trying to call CPS, welfare check, take your food stamps, check your booty hole, all kind of stuff. Take your kids away. Look at what they did for them, though. This boy got an endorsement deal from running away from home. Look at this.
Cops got called. They pulled up, picked him up, asked him where he lived. They're driving around, finally find the house. But guess what? It's got a gate around it. The cop got to hop the fence, knock on the door. Parents open up like, oh my gosh, how did he get out? We don't even know. And instead of getting in trouble, instead of CPS, instead of being plastered all over the news for neglect, y'all got a whole commercial out of it. A Chick-fil-A ad. Now, let's be real. I done watched enough cop shows, enough real life cases to know if that was a little black boy walking to Chick-fil-A by himself, the cops would have been banging on the parents' door, demanding answers, threatening jail, CPS on speed dial.
We knew that little boy. We knew he was one of yours. He ran away to the chicken hut. We knew it. We knew it. But we got him. We got him. We know it's either the chicken hut or the pumpkin watermelon patch. Someplace y'all know where to go. That's our endorsement for eyes. We get them at the Home Depot and at the Chicken Shack. Yeah, man, this is wild, man. It's just a lot going on in this world, man. It's a lot of good videos I want to show y'all. I'm going through, actually. Good grief, I didn't remember it was this many good videos. This right here kind of pissed me off in a way. In a way, in a way, I agree with her as a parent, but also in a way, I don't. This actually has me conflicted. So growing up, we were like little adults, even though we probably shouldn't have been. I just said we was out till the street lights came in, latchkey kids, okay? We had our little jobs. I've been working. I was working, at 8 years old, cutting grasses and mowing lawns. Like child labor existed. We were cutting, and I was trying to have a little business going of picking up food, DoorDash, and I would go and do deliveries from my neighborhood and go and do a delivery run and stuff and pick up all the stuff they need and then get a little fee. Yeah, I was doing that at like 12. I wish I'd have kept that flyer that I had my mother made, because damn, man, that's some history right there. I was door dashing on my bike, okay? Anyway, I did believe in privacy. Now, I never was one of them white kids. Get out of my fucking room, Mom. It's my room, okay? It's my spot. I ain't have it like that. But I did have it that, hey, like, it's my room. Yeah, she could kick the door in. I couldn't lock it, and if she was gonna go through some stuff, I wasn't nothing I could really do. But she didn't do that. She did do that, but she was sneaky, and I tried to be sneaky to not make it where you wanted to do those things. Anyway, I did have some money saved. And I guess if you're growing up with a young boy in these day and age, you probably should check them more often. I actually didn't check my son, which it did come back to bite me later when I saw some things he was texting after the fact. But he didn't give me any problems for the most part. But this woman checks her son's room and in the shoebox finds a lot of money. Now, she doesn't count it, so we don't know how much. It looked like a lot of ones, but he do got it kind of organized and stacked, and he hustling, and she find it, and she's upset because she talking about, I'm out here hustling and struggling to pay the bills, and here he is with his money. Well, here's the thing with that, mom. First of all, that's a problem with single moms that I come across, that they think they sons is supposed to be the man of the house or be helping to pay bills. He ain't supposed to be helping you. He's not. And I came across this problem because when I first started working and getting money, my dad talked about you got to kick a little into the house. Hey, man, he talking about that's what I had to do. Hey, this ain't the Great Depression. I ain't got to pay you, so I'm going to work and pay you to pay the bills for the house. Ain't that your job? So as a young child, it ain't your place to be paying your parents' bills. And there's been a few women in there talking about pawning they kids' stuff, and the kids telling them, well, why don't you stop getting your hair did or doing this and that? Why you pawning our stuff? They right. Stop. It was this woman, I think I got this on my ex, where she trying to ask her son in the car next to her for his 2K password because her boyfriend at the house wanted to play his 2K26. He talking about, no, he can't have my password. She talking about he ain't got it right now. He said, no, you can't have it, bro. Go buy it. You ain't got $100. That's the point. Why are you having your child have to tell your dumb ass that your man ain't worth a damn if he can't pay $100 for a video game and he need to play your kids' toys? That's embarrassing. I couldn't even have said that as that woman's man. Can I play your son's PlayStation? What's his cat? I just wouldn't have played the game. Anyway, these people ain't got no damn sense. They ain't got no coof. And anyway, I'm gonna play this video and y'all tell me in the comments, should she be tripping that her son is trying to stack bread? In my opinion, no. I get that she may be upset because she's struggling, but here's the thing on what I think should have happened is that he shouldn't have had to hide from his mama that he making money. That's the last person you should have to hide you making money from is your mama. Why? Because she want to take it? No, this is first chance making money, trying to do something, be a young man, and he got to hide it. So now you putting in his mind, he got to hide money from women, even his own mama. They're going to take his money. They're going to do this. They're going to do that. If anything, she should have been in a position to be honest and telling him she proud of him and this and that. And then you could have given him an opportunity to be a young man and say, hey, ma, I've been doing this and that, making money. Here's a little something to put on the bills. I know you struggling this and that. Let me try and help. That would have shown growth. That would have shown maturity that she's actually raising a good man. You don't go through his stuff snooping and then make him feel bad for what? Working? Make him feel bad for what? Saving? He got to hide because you greedy. And he obviously see giving you money and sharing money with you is not good. So I look at this as all a reflection on her. But anyway, maybe I'm wrong. Y'all tell me.
So I'm in my son's room, and tell me why I find this. Oh, nah, this is ridiculous. Oh, you so. I'm out here struggling. I got the damn rent. I'm trying to figure out how I'm even eating next week. I ain't even get my nails done this week, and he got money like he in the goddamn cartel or something. This is just ridiculous. I'm out here struggling. First of all, where's he even getting this from? I know he sells snacks, but he ain't making all this off that. Who do you think he is? El Chapo? And he in my goddamn house under my roof? Oh, hell nah. I got me. Ugh. You better come explain before I So I'm in my
If
son's room
anything,
and tell me.
you need to go and talk to him and explain if he making that kind of bread off snacks, maybe he need to put you on game. It's obvious your son is pretty smart and a good businessman. Why he got to be El Chapo? You just as bad as the cops. As soon as a young black man making money doing something, you must be selling drugs. That's like as soon as somebody see my car, they think I had to be selling drugs. Why I got to be a drug dealer? Because I got a nice car. Because a black man can't figure out how to do nothing else to make money. It's just you got to be a drug dealer. You that's so crazy. Yeah, she wrong, man. She wrong for that one. Straight up. Stephen Harris, I watched Chicago Bears versus Minnesota Vikings yesterday. That was a hell of a game. I didn't see it, but a bunch of people have texted me about it, so it must have been crazy. Bears end up giving the game away to the Vikings, scored 2 more touchdowns. I can't watch football no more, to be honest with y'all, man. It's just, and I don't even want to get into that. It ain't the same no more in a lot of ways. In a lot of ways. Lord Dragon, good night. You talk about that old woman who telling females to date multiple men. No, this old woman, she told these women that she was married and had kids, but that she needed to do for her. And she ended up leaving them and leaving them. Here's old boy with the 2K. She ended up leaving her husband and kids to go live in Tennessee because she got to do her. You know, it's women out here can't find a man or want a family. You got a family and a good man. Wasn't like she said the man was doing her wrong, but she got to do her, which is, I think, one of the biggest problems with reality TV is it's just a highlight reel, and social media is just a highlight reel. So people see people traveling or living their best life, and they think they missing out, that FOMO, and then they do stupid stuff, man. Here, look at this. Y'all tell me what y'all think about dude. Is Shorty wrong or is the mama wrong? In my opinion, I think the mama's wrong. And I think dude is a good young man despite what his mama got him going through, which is one of the reasons I kind of didn't want my son to go through some of those things with it, possibly because some things I think women don't get about a man's pride and ego. And so I think it's just hard to explain to a woman, but you can't have a young man doing, just like I saw Caleb Williams, the quarterback for the Bears. I was just reading, he paints his fingernails. But here's the problem with him painting his fingernails is that he grew up with his mom, who's a nail technician. And he said he grew up getting his nails painted all the time, so being around people painting their nails, so it's nothing. That's where having a father comes in, and you say, "Hey, you ain't painting my boy's nails with that." Oh, stop! I'm just practicing. That don't mean he. That is not. That's no. That is not good behavior. It's not. And it's just like I wouldn't have my daughter. Anyway. Look at this, man. Y'all tell me what y'all think about this dude here. I'm on Shorty's side.
Hello? Hey.
And also, why are women filming the stupidest things? Why is she filming this and posting it as if she was right or she was going to get support? This is stupid. It makes you look bad. Why are you doing this? This, I hope, is a skit. I hope people do these things as skits. But this still is not understandable to me, because if you're doing this for views or clout, how can you repeat it? People going to keep watching them after they know they're fake? I don't understand. How is this repeatable?
What you doing? You trying to do what? Oh, I forgot you asked me that earlier. Yeah, he out of school. I just picked him up too. No, he not gonna mind. You just need his login.
He looked up like, what? First of all, she said, no, he not gonna mind. How you know what he gonna mind? First of all, dudes are very possessive about their games. I don't like people playing my game. You may delete stuff on accident. Everybody that's a gamer knows somebody that came in messing with your game, deleted your last save, overrided stuff. Yeah, it's some nerd stuff, but stop, dude. Nerd your own. You the one want to mess with my game. Why you gotta delete my stuff? Oh, I didn't know, my bad. You tripping over a game? You petty. I can't believe you tripping over a game. And then you wrong, right? First of all, it ain't tripping over a game. This takes time. Playing these games, especially today, takes too much time. Too much time. I that's one of my beefs about games today. They too long. They take too long. And when I was younger, I used to always say, which most game developers are either my generation or close to it, because now, unfortunately, my generation of game developers are starting to age out. But we used to always think, damn, man, this was such a good story. I hate that the story ends. I wish this was an open world game we could keep playing and playing and playing. Man, that was a bad idea. Oh my goodness, that was a bad idea. I talked about this before about how Grand Theft Auto made what? Grand Theft Auto 2, 3, 4, Vice City, all this San Andre, all these games in 10 years, and then just one game in 10 years. Why? Because it keep going and going and internet, and we just get one Grand Theft Auto 5 for 10 years. Anyway, and the PlayStation 5, don't even let me get started. I don't even know why I bought it. What is the point of the PlayStation 5? And they talking about bringing out a 6. It's no games on the PlayStation 5. What game is a PlayStation 5 game? I'll wait for it. Because every other game you can get on the 4 or on the Xbox or so. It's none of this stuff is worth it no more. It's because of phone games making so much money. So everybody that plays a game on the phone, you're the enemy. You killed consoles. You killed them. Anyway. And 2K is whack. 2K, if it's not for roster updates and rookies and things added every year, nobody would buy 2K every year. You wouldn't. It's not that big of a difference no more. It's not. And trust me, I've been buying every one for can't believe 26, 27 years. But anyway.
Like the okay.
I'll log in.
He said, can he something about the login so he could what is called?
To my Chromebook. He trying to do my work.
Yeah, he tried to do my homework.
He wanted to know if you could let him log in to play 2K. I told him, yeah, earlier. I forgot to ask you when you got in the car.
No.
Yeah.
No. He a grown man. He ain't got 135.
What?
He's a grown man. He ain't got 135. Hey. So you call him a grown man, baby, and he ain't even got 135 to pay for a 2K. But he let a kid get it before him.
Hey. Babe, give me a second. Hold on.
The bae is diabolical.
Hey, why you always do that when I'm on the phone? Like, embarrass me. Like, you
want to know, stop calling him bae, because for him, it stands for broke, and you know the.
But here's the thing. I just simply asked you to let the man use your login.
Look, the man not using my login. I'm not giving my login to no grown man who can go pay $135 for a game. So you like broke dudes, basically.
No, I was just...
You like broke dudes, basically.
He couldn't get the game yet. He couldn't get the game yet, so...
First of all, she's making excuses for a grown man. And it ain't no, he couldn't get the game yet. It's at the store. Why not? It's online, the digital copy. Why not? Oh, he ain't get paid yet. Well, then he need to wait. I'm with dude. And if anything... he should have been trying to have a bond with Shorty. If you want to play his game, you should have been having a friendship with Shorty. If you want to play his stuff, why are you going through the mama to get the kids stuff? That's going to make the kids not like you automatically. That's advice for any dude dating a woman with kids. Don't do that, because they damn sure about to turn on your ass. You getting her to give them they toys, play they stuff. Yeah, I wouldn't be wanting your ass around either. Straight up. Let me get this on. It look like I don't know where that other video is. Let me see. What is the Charlie Sheen crazy, man. And he got something coming out on Netflix. That dude straight clubbed him. Walmart crazy, man. This was right in Indianapolis too. So first of all, I'm suing Walmart if I'm this employee. So this employee at Walmart, from what the comments say, from what I remember, I think something happened, some beef outside the store, maybe cheating, something, I forgot. I'll reread it when I zoom in. But whatever happened outside the store, the person came, which I don't understand, this don't happen more often, but in Chicago, we understand if somebody know where you work, you better be on good behavior if this type person that's got beef, because they'll come up to your job. Straight up. I know people that'll come up to your job. I've had them thoughts. You don't want a person to know where you live and where you work and you got beef. You might want to settle that, because beef can spill over in them places. Anyway, this woman came and beat the brakes off of this woman in the damn checkout line. And nobody helped her. I mean, it took forever to finally get this woman off her head. She beat her ass at Walmart. And where's the security? Where's the co-workers? I mean, I guess you don't want, if I'm a co-worker, I don't know, because you don't know if you go help and then that person come and stab you or shoot you or come back the next time and blast you. So some of this stuff you kind of don't want it, but the security, that's their job. And if I was her, I'd be getting an attorney to sue Walmart, because you all aren't protecting your employees, and somebody came and beat the hell out of me. It says right here, there was a massive brawl and this was right not too far from where I live, actually. Indianapolis Walmart, where people could be seen attacking a cashier as if they are wild rabid animals that have escaped from the Indianapolis Zoo. That's kind of messed up that they always got to be animals when they black. But anyway. She's stomping her. They got a few people trying to get them off now. Look at this asset manager walking away. Look at this dude right here. He like just standing here, walked off. Look at this woman down here. That look like her son trying to get in it. Look at this girl here, the one in the pink.
Walmart, Indianapolis, Indiana.
Damn. Now here's the thing right here. I think she deserved this one. These people just got this woman off your head, and now you think you got protection, so you want to wolf and talk shit. Yeah, you better get off me. I was just about to beat your ass. You know that? If I wasn't at work, oh shit, I thought you was done. Ah! She should have got up and ran to the back of the store once these people got this woman off her head. Look at this. You don't get up and talk shit after you just got molly-whopped. They used her hair like the mop on the damn cleanup in aisle 3. Now she just got up. They threw that can. Now look. Nah, you don't get back in her face. They done knocked the love handle. She done got her handlebars out. She got her handlebars out. Somebody about to hop on the back and ride her ass. She got her handlebars out ready. This little boy keep trying to sneak in shots. It's that boy, this girl in the jean jacket, and now there's three of them kicking this woman ass. They about to have her back meat, saggy titties out. What's so sad is this is women. In my day, I would have never imagined seeing women fighting like this. Also, I can't believe I just said in my day. Customer service said, no, we customer service over here, okay? Take that over there. The white dude said, I'm out of here. The hell with it. I'll return my vacuum next week. Indianapolis, Walmart's too ghetto. It's ridiculous. It's absurd. Hey, on the real, this would have been the perfect opportunity to shoplift. Obviously, the security had their hands full. I'd have got me a nice TV. I ain't got nowhere to put it, though. That's the thing, though. Ain't really shit to shoplift other than some food. How many TVs we need to watch? Who don't have a TV? Like, for real. Who don't have a TV? I ain't gonna shoplift a TV. What you gonna steal? A DVD player? They ain't got them. A CD player? They ain't got them. What you gonna steal? Some CDs, DVD? They ain't got them. You gonna steal the new games on play? Ain't no new game. What we gonna steal? Y'all let me know what y'all want to steal if you shoplift. All I could think of is some food with my little fat ass. What else is there to steal? How many TVs I'm gonna look at? Talking about food, I just remembered I need to check on my factor meals before they try to charge me. Let's see. Let me change this up. All right. What's up, Rashonda? How you doing, mama? What's good with you? Bam Bam from the Flintstones. What's good with you? Checking in on Twitch. What's up with you, man? Everybody, if y'all ain't already, go ahead and check in with your boy on Twitch. Keep it the same, JAYMOOREREVIEWS, but appreciate it, man. And also my birthday coming up, y'all, September 17th. I'm getting up there, y'all. Be having the calendar turn one more year for me. So definitely appreciate that. There's so much stuff on here to get through. Let me try to get to a couple of more of these crazy posts on here. Oh, matter of fact, before I get to this next one, I never heard of this person. He's a singer named David, and maybe some of y'all know where I'm going with this, but this dude, hold on. There we go. So this dude, David, just recently had his Tesla that was reportedly missing. It was found. But when they found it, looked like it might have been in the chop shop for a while because there was a dead body in it, chopped up. Let me get to the story. And then I got some more of these other ones. Let's see. Where the damn... All right. Let me go on this other thing. Is for some reason didn't show it on there. But this dude is on tour, y'all. Yeah, that's with Karush Tran, boy. I ain't gonna lie. Karush Tran, a bad mamma jamma. But, hey. So, here it is. Here it is. So this singer, who, of course, I'm not familiar with, David, spelled the D4VD. Victim ID'd as a female with distinct tattoo, dressed in tube top and leggings. And this body was found inside of his Tesla that has not been reported missing or stolen and has been in the impound for a few days. It was found abandoned. Now let's get to the story because this is weird. A lot of people say rituals or sold they soul or do this or that or a sacrifice. I don't know. Allegedly, these things go on. And one thing I always say is I don't put anything past anybody that I don't know. And I don't know none of these people, so I don't know what be happening. But let's get to this story. So we see LA authorities are inching closer to identifying the badly decomposed body found chopped up inside a Tesla registered to David. First of all, a Tesla ain't the type of car you just leave abandoned and don't go check on it. Hell, I had a Chrysler Concorde that I just recently sold, and I wouldn't have let that just sit around and leave abandoned. So, let alone a Tesla. Now, it says the LA County Medical Examiner issued an online report Tuesday night listing the gender of the victim as a female who's about 5'1" and 71 pounds. This has got to be a young person. I'm thinking that is wow. It says she has wavy black hair with a tattoo on her right index finger that reads shh. Now that is interesting. That is very interesting. And I'll tell you why. Because, and I'm not going to get into it too deep here. It's much better people that have made more videos on YouTube about it. But look into MK Ultra or Monarch programming or hand symbolism. And if they got a shush on their finger or index finger, how many pictures have you seen people doing this? Or they taking pictures trying to look like it, but they covering up their mouth and this. So allegedly, some of these things that they use in symbolism is to say, yeah, we holding the secrets. Our mouth is closed. Shh. Or they got the one eye covered up and the finger over the mouth and all that stuff. For people doing this type of doing this, especially if the was like this, and then you'd be seeing people like this, and then it'll be I'm just hey man, this stuff is deep out here. Anyway, it says when the corpse was discovered, she was wearing a tube top and black leggings with 2 pieces of jewelry, a metal stud earring, and a metal chain bracelet in the shape of a W. They left all this on her too. And look at what he's wearing. And now, of course, do you think it's by accident that this is the picture that was used for this story on TMZ? Is this the only picture of this man? I doubt it. But this is one of the pictures that they used. Oh my goodness gracious. It says, oh my goodness. Okay, I guess that's all they're saying on that one. I had saw it. Here it says singer, he performed after the body was found in his car. Some people may be possibly allegedly thinking this could have been his sacrifice so that he can be a superstar. Because a lot of people allegedly suggest that these artists make sacrifices to family members for fame and fortune. And it is a lot of people with lists allegedly after something happened to a family member or a loved one or their child, that then these other deals came about. Now, could that be coincidence? Because bad things happen to everybody's family members and children. Well, I should say, can happen to any of us and all of us. And just because they're famous doesn't mean their family or children should be oblivious to bad things happening. But it does look fishy sometimes. So did this individual possibly indulge in things so that his career could get to new levels? I will say, I never heard of him before until today. Now, I'm not the barometer of what somebody is famous or not, but I will say he is definitely blowing up now, all on TMZ and everything else. It said he took the stage for a scheduled concert in Minnesota one day after the cops found a dismembered body in the trunk of his Tesla in Hollywood. It's funny that he in Minnesota and they found on the, what was that, a M or a W on that chain? She could have been saying Minnesota. Who knows? I'm not going to put this off of mute. Oh, okay. There's no music.
I want to tell you thank you for being here.
Oh my goodness, bro. Look. Okay, man. First of all, everybody here right now still rocking with me live right now. Y'all some of my real G's. Been probably rocking for a minute. So you already know that I do look into, I don't like to say theories, conspiracies, which is only one or more people getting together to do something secretly. That's real. Anyway, I got something for y'all to check out. Look at what happens after artists bleach blonde hair. That's a rabbit hole. Soon as they go blonde, man, I'm just saying, man, that blonde, whether it's Kanye, Chris Brown, Jaden Smith, you can go down the list. They all bleach their hair blonde. Then it's like they blow up. Eminem, you can go down the list. Go down the list, man, just like being in bathtubs. Anyway, I don't know this dude. All these pictures that we see of him, he got black hair, but we see in this concert that he got blonde hair. On the day they finding this body, and he getting the most publicity he ever had. I'm just saying, that's interesting. What, he got the Back to the Future DeLorean? First of all, ain't none of this stuff a mistake. I'm wondering what this is symbolizing. Say the concert moving forward as the death investigation is underway in LA. Cops were called to the Hollywood impound Monday for a report of foul odor coming from a Tesla, and police found the human remains. Wow. Here we go with these vibe stuff, man. You got to have knowledge, not vibes. Anyway, y'all, man, stay vigilant. You gotta be careful out here in these streets, man. They've been and told you any old kind of thing, straight up. Let me go back to my feed over here. Let me see what this one is.
It works. This is really, I hate this. This is called socialism in America. But here's really.
Yes, dumbass Charlie. There's some of these people that's out here talking on the internet. First of all, it's hardly nobody real left on the internet. And it's way too many, I'd say polished people. They may be sitting at a table or doing this or that, but they editing or background and all this stuff. I just think it's with bots and all this stuff. I just think real individuals, real people is starting to get drowned out by basically YouTube is turning into like TV, network TV almost. And it's so much stuff getting pumped out by all these other creators with bigger budgets and stuff and algorithms and things and all of this, whatever, that smaller original creators that started on YouTube and things, unless we grind so hard and put in so much time and do this, that, and the other, we can't compete. They're pushing out all the original voices, and pretty soon, it like what kills me is when people like Joe Rogan or something talk about the media. You're the media now. You get more views, your content is watched more than any of the stuff on network television. You guys are the media now. Like YouTube is free and it's in everybody's phone and it's across the world. Like people are going to watch that before they go home and turn on the 5 o'clock news, and it's accessible and things. So like this has grown so big that it's either you at the top or you getting squashed. Like where my channel was at one point, and for me to continue to do, it would cost me money and time, and I would have to work damn near 12, 13 hours a day or pay a bunch of money on different programs and things to do this or that. Anyway, I think all this stuff is changing for the worse because these people out here, they're not genuine. They a bunch of sellouts. They reading a bunch of ads and stuff all the time and worried about what they gonna say or not say because it's about money. They don't want to lose this sponsor or that sponsor. Man, the internet will be done for in a couple of years. They already had some Chinese dude use AI to clone himself and then do a 12-hour live stream selling products on like Temu and auction and doing all his people didn't even know it wasn't him. It's going to get to a point where like I could clone myself, so to speak, and do podcasts and it wouldn't be me, and I could react to the comments and put up stuff and and it wouldn't even be, it's going to be all fake. It's not going to be people anymore. It's just crazy. And too many people are supporting this fakeness and not supporting real. It's like, but then complain about it. Like you can't support fake stuff. And then when you get fake stuff, complain about it. Like I never bought a pair of fake Jordans for full price. If I bought some fake Jordans, they were $50. And I treated them like a $50 shoe. I didn't pay $50 and act like they was $250 or pay $50. And if they started to break down, get mad at them as if they got over on me. Now, if they sold me those shoes for $250 and they were just $50 and they were fake and you passed it off to me as real, that's where the scam and the fraud and the anger come in. But if you were straight up with me and you only charged me $50 and you said they was fake to begin with, I knew what I was doing. Don't do it. And if you do it, you good. But the way things is going now, man, And it's so bad. They say one thing and lie to you to your face. And when I say they, I'm talking about politicians and corporations, because that's who runs the world. And politicians don't run the world, but they passing all the bills and stuff. But the politicians are bought out by the corporations. So it go back to the big corporations, not every corporation, big corporations. And they just buy out politicians. And then to be a politician, you basically is a hoe, because you selling your ass for money. What else would you call that? If you don't stand on beliefs, well, you don't have beliefs, first of all. Anyway, this dude, and I don't want to say every politician, I just want to say all the sellouts, which damn near covers them all. But this dude is a politician and he's calling them out. Listen to this, which I'm sure most of y'all in the comments with me probably know that this was bull, but listen to this.
Can you help me with explain a little bit on this? I was just looking at the chart here, and it says that in the calendar year 2027, someone that's making less than $15,000 will see an increase in federal taxes by 18.7%.
And that's in 2027. So as bad as it is now, it ain't getting no better no time soon. And 15 grand ain't worth a damn right now, to be honest. And in 2 more years, it's not going to be, it's with inflation, it would be worth less. And look at what they're doing. But they pushed it to 2027 so that Trump doesn't get hit with all that stuff now. And as everything falling apart, he know he ain't going to get reelected. He can't. So whatever Democrat coming in, it'll be a mess. And then they can say, see, everything was great when I was in office. The Democrats get in and it falls apart. But it fell apart because you put all this crap in place so that as soon as you getting out, everything getting worse. And you can say it wasn't me, it was them. But listen to what they saying, dude. This is just evil.
Is that correct?
Yes, Mr. Gomez, and that's a consequence of loss of that premium tax credits, healthcare.
Okay, so and then in calendar year 2020, anybody making less than 15,000 sees an increase of 53.5%. Anybody who's making 15,000 to 30,000 sees an increase by 11.7%. Is that correct?
Yeah, what calendar year are we in, Mr. Gomez?
2029. It's the next page.
2029. Yes.
And then we see the next page in 2031. Anyone making less than 15,000 sees a. Check this out. I thought this was a mistake.
He said anybody making less than 15,000 in 2029. This is what's going to happen to people making less than 15,000. Let me rewind this. In 2031. In 2031, look how evil they are to kick the can down. Oh my goodness. Look at this.
Page in 2031. Anyone making less than 15,000 sees a. Check this out. I thought this was a mistake. I thought I was not reading this correctly. An increase in their taxes of 74.3%. And from 15,000 to 30,000 of 20.6%. Is that correct? Or is that, did you guys make a mistake, or is that like?
No mistake in the numbers.
And they have no shame about it. You have no shame when it comes to hurting working men and women in this country. But the billionaires are the ones that make the most money and deserve the most help. That's your logic.
Man, I don't even know what to say on some of the way they think about this. I mean, that just shows that they don't see themselves as Americans, because when you got a certain amount of money and jets and access and homes in different countries around the world, you are a globalist, because the world is your oyster. You can go anywhere. You can do anything. I don't need to stay in Ohio or Chicago or New York or California or Texas. I could go wherever I want to go. I can go to Hawaii. I can do this. I can do that. I don't need to sit here. So the laws that we all have to live by, because we're stuck, we can't just get up and leave and be a citizen anywhere and pay off stuff and do that. They don't have to live by these laws. They don't see themselves as these things because they can do whatever they want and leave whenever they want, eat whatever they want, do whatever they want. Not because they're the smartest or the greatest, but they have manipulated and rigged a lot of stuff. Lobbyists, politicians, and things. And the way that they treat the economy and taxes are our money. We the people. It's no politician's money. Trump with tariffs and things, and because I said so, it's not yours. You can't do that. This is not your company or business. These people act like all of this is theirs. It's the taxpayers' stuff. Anyway, if people don't stand up. Just for example,
Sure, the department.
I don't have this clip, but you can Google this, do this research. So China just had a military parade that, I mean, boy, them dudes was in sync. They look like a video game, okay? But Putin was there, and Kim Jong-un from North Korea was there. And so it was a time where Putin and Xi from China was talking, and they got caught on a hot mic. They didn't know they was being caught. And Putin was telling him, you know, with the science and everything that is going on today, we will be able to, what they say, with organ transplant technology, we will be able to live forever. That's what they want to do, is live forever using organ transplants. They want everybody to be an organ donor. They want everybody's DNA and submit to all these DNA things to find out your history and stuff. I got into an argument with my son and my mom a couple weeks ago about that. My son wanted to do with DNA and this and that, and my mom, oh yeah, I want to know. Let me know. I'm like, for what? What the hell? So what? You find out your great granddaddy was this or that. What you about to do? You about to live your life differently now? You about to change how you live? Oh, my great-great-granddaddy was white. So you know what? I'm a Republican now. Like, I don't, to me personally, it doesn't mean anything to me. I know who I am. The family I know is the family I know, and the family I don't is the family I don't. I never met my grandmother or grandfather on my mother's side. And whatever they tell me in the DNA or background, it's not going to replace never having met them, never having an experience. I'm not about to get tattoos or start to think about this or that or change my life or, hey, you know, hey, my great granddaddy on my mother's side was Jewish. So, hey, you know, I'm going to now support Israel. Like, I wouldn't do these things. To me personally, it doesn't have any effect on my life. What am I supposed to do with that? I just think of information being lost. The person has my DNA now. Am I the specimen, Michael Jordan or Shaq or Mandingo? I might have a little Mandingo in that mama. But no, maybe I'm not the specimen they want. But no point. Anyway. They say I'm being negative and things about this or that, but I'm being real. I mean, they didn't give me an answer. They didn't have a argument to make me real. I didn't say, well, if you know this, you may be able to do this and that. Now, if they were able to do the testing where they can find out if you gonna have cancer or you gonna have Alzheimer's or something, that's different. I'd be interested in that. I can do something with that. But telling me who a relative is and this and that, I mean, that's not of interest to me personally. I think that's just a liability of information that can possibly get in the wrong hands, knowing too much about my life as well as my damn DNA and stuff. I don't think that's something we should all be doing. But anyway.
And destroy.
Let me get to another one. Corey Holcomb, who is from Chicago. I love my Chicago comics. He was actually just in town this past weekend. I had planned to go see him, but his tickets was $50. Plus, you got to pay for parking, and it's a 2-item minimum at the damn club. I just wasn't ready to drop $100, to be honest with you. And prices on everything is going up, man. It just is. And I need to get my brakes fixed on my car. I ain't gonna kind of keep grinding them in. It look like I'm gonna need some rotors already, which, good grief. Anyway, Corey Holcomb had a good point right here about relationships, and you tell me what you think. Let's get to it.
If a woman will try and destroy her child's father, can she love her child?
Now, I never thought about it this way, but he has an amazing point. I went through this with my son's mother, and she never tried to form a relationship with my son. She was too busy mad at me trying to do whatever. Yeah, she moved on and this and that, but as soon as I was in the hospital, that's what you get, this and that. Why? Because I didn't want to be with you? Because you trifling? Anyway, she definitely tried to separate and not be a part of the child's life as what? Trying to get back at me? You only gonna hurt your child and the relationship you have with your child. She ain't even show up for his 8th grade graduation, and barely came for his high school one. So, these ladies out here, and then had 4 or 5 more kids afterwards. So, but that is a problem, because if it ain't the right man around, you can cause that child to have loss that was unnecessary. Just like it's a video of a dude, and he dropped his son off with McDonald's, and she talking about, oh no, he ain't supposed to do that because he's supposed to buy your brother some food. And he like, them ain't my kids. She like, yeah, but when you was with me, you would do it. He like, but I ain't with you. You got to do it with you now, sitting on the couch. Tell him to do it. He 1,000% right. And she talking about, he ain't got nothing to do with this. What? He smashing, he in your house, he can't do nothing for your kids, but you expecting your baby daddy that you ain't with no more to still take care of kids that ain't his? Who thinks like this? Who raised you? Where you grow up? Where you grow up? Straight up.
If a woman will go out her way to work with a system that's going to make a child's father life impossible to be productive, can she love her child? No. Because we know she don't love herself, because who you got a child with is a reflection of you. But this is the part.
That is so true, which is why I don't like to talk about who I was with or this or that, although I was younger and we, as we mature in different things. But a lot of women definitely like to talk about how bad a baby daddy is, but you laid with him. So that means your judgment is even worse. Because if this person is that bad and you didn't recognize it, what does that say about you? What does that say about you? Now, some people do hide and change and be on good behavior, and as soon as they get in there, they act a damn fool. That is true, both men and women. So it's not always on you for not recognizing it, but I'm sure it was some flags. They may not have been red, but they was hot orange.
There's so many people missed out on. How many mothers are in America who don't love their child, but it's not a topic of discussion? A lot. I have to agree on that. I have to say a lot. If you wage war against a man who is the other parent of the child, your hands are dirty. And the excuse of he not being no good shouldn't really apply, because you had a life brought into this world through that man. He didn't come out the bag after the baby came. You came out the bag after the baby came and waged a war against that man, trying to destroy him because you don't want nobody to be happy because you not. You smile with the child the same way you smiled with the other parent to get what you want. The child is a means of getting what you want, or in the worst case scenario, the child is something that you regret.
I think some people, and I'm coming up with this because I've heard some women say this before in like interviews, that they wanted, I've heard them say this, especially young women on those 16 and pregnant shows. I just want a baby because I want somebody that love me unconditionally. So a lot of them feel hurt or neglected or unloved. And so they want a baby because they feel this baby will love them unconditionally. And then they realize once they had a baby, it's work. The baby cry. The baby don't just sit there kissing on you and sucking your boobies. The baby is another person. And as the people grow, they're individuals. And if you have a little boy, eventually he should move out of your house and start his own family. If you have a daughter, she should eventually get out of your house and start her own family. They can't be there for you, loving you for the rest of your life. They're not there for you as they're your idol. They, you know what I mean? They here to idol worship you and exalt you and love you unconditionally. That's not how it works. If anything, you supposed to be loving them and doing for them. So I said that was what I've heard on them young girls say. So, you know, but those young girls grow up to be adults. And I never heard a person correct them on those shows. I heard them say that at least once or twice, that stupid line of reasoning, which I never thought of. I never thought once I have this child, or I want to have a child so they can love me. What? If anything, I thought I want to love them, show them, do for them, teach them. I didn't think I'm going to have a baby and they going to teach me. They supposed to do for me, love for me, take care of me. That never crossed my mind. Never. So thinking that they gonna do for me, love me, be for me, nothing. I never thought this baby gonna do nothing for me. I never thought having a child would do anything for me, as in, yeah, maybe it expands my ability to love, because after having a child, love and doing this, I love the child, but that's about it. I never thought I want to have this child because that's gonna make me a better man, or it's gonna give me this or do that. Nothing. None of that. Not a nan nutter. Not a nan nutter.
My husband had 4 kids. Damn. From his first wife. He had no money. Oh, but he loved me. What more?
And see, that is the key, man. I'm gonna play this video. I don't want to keep interrupting, but she a OG, first of all. She a OG. So she old school. She look older than me. So she definitely old school OG. And that's what it was about. Love. But when they made that song, What's Love Got to Do with It? It made it seem like love ain't the key. And everything else is more important than love. No, it's not. Wealth can come and go. Health can come and go. Your money, all that stuff is not real. But a person loving you, being there through thick and thin, helping you when you got it, helping you when you don't, caring about you if you ain't feeling good or your headache hurt or whatever, or you say you thirsty, or just saying your mouth dry and they'll just get up and do something for you just because. That's love, the little things. That's what's important. And if you got that, You can go back to school, or you can learn a new trade, or you can start a business, and y'all can work together and whatever. But if you got that love, that's what you can't buy. I can go buy some coochie. I can't go buy her and make her love me. You can't buy love, man. Money can't buy love. It can't. Even if I'm sitting here breaking bread with somebody, they love what I'm doing for them. They may not necessarily love me. They may love how I'm making them feel and this and that. And they may get spoiled and appreciate it, and they don't want it to stop. But do they love? If I wasn't doing that, would they stick around? Probably not. You know what I mean? And that's the thing, man. Love is everything. It's everything. Everything else is secondary. It's nothing. It's nothing.
It's a lot in black dating world, and I don't know if it's like this in the white dating world, but it's all about, are you high value? Are you an alpha male? Are you a beta male? What do you bring to the table? What do you bring to the table? It's gotten very superficial. They had this guy named Kevin Samuels. Listen, man. And he used to give this, you just tell women, yeah, you're too fat, you'll never get anybody. Yeah. It's become very adversarial, at least in some areas of the black community, but they're not looking for what we were looking for. They want value. Mm-hmm. And I wanted companionship. We do.
And that's the key, man. That is the key. The value is being placed incorrectly. People are putting value on artificial things, on what you can buy or pay for. That's garbage. It's garbage. You could buy this $10,000 TV in a couple years. It ain't $10,000. It's less. The value goes down. You know, most things don't appreciate other than the house, but other than that, and that's basically because of inflation. Other than that, cars, all this stuff depreciate. Maybe jewelry could hold some value, but all this stuff is worthless. It goes down. Companionship, the value, somebody knowing what you like, what you need, being there for you thick and thin, not because you pay them, not because they punching the clock. They there for free out of their own time because they love you, value you. That is what it's all about. That's what I've had the hardest time finding in this city, especially. And especially after being injured, because my value went to what can I pay and do for stuff. There's no more value of even wanting to get to know me and all that stuff. It's all about financial value, you know, and that really is bad when you get reduced to what? Paying stuff being a trick. That ain't about to happen. I'd rather be single if a person don't see the value of me as a person, you know. And so, but companionship is the biggest value. Let me tell you, when I was injured in the hospital, I may have had a little bit of money in the bank or a place to live, but I'm in the hospital, or a vehicle or things. But how is that helping me at night in the hospital? I'm not saying be with somebody in case you got to go to the hospital, you got a companion, but I would rather have had a companion, somebody be there with me of value that cared, because these nurses and doctors, man, customer service in America is it's out the window. It's horrible. People talk to you so bad, argue with you, talk down to you, especially if you by yourself. If you don't have any support or a companion, somebody got your back, you will get treated badly, okay, in the healthcare field. I mean, it's probably the worst thing happening right now, especially home health aides. If I'd had the companion like my girl, she was going to get the money, but she left me before I can get out the hospital. And then my girlfriend that I ended up getting back together with after she probably felt bad that I was injured. And I said, well, we can make this money and do this and that. Couple friends make a couple jokes, this and that. She too embarrassed. She was gone before I could even get started in the health aid stuff. last time I saw her, she was actually delivering DoorDash to my house. She didn't even know it was my house. I saw it on the Ring camera. I said, ain't that a blip? But we could have been millionaires off of just the healthcare industry, setting up the company and stuff. But, you know, you don't want to do that. You be with no dude in a wheelchair and stuff and make you look bad. Anyway, people say they want certain that she got 5 kids, about 3-4 baby daddies and all kind of drama. But let her tell it, she's still about to do better and waiting on the right one. Like, your ass 50, about to be. And that's another thing. Women got brainwashed into thinking they gonna meet a soulmate or the right one. I don't want to settle. First of all, ain't no such thing as soulmate. I don't believe that. You can meet someone and you all can bond and get along and they could be a soulmate, but thinking that there's a soulmate out there for everyone that's that perfect person, this is not real. And this is actually hurtful because it then makes people that you are compatible with, you don't want to be with them because everything's not perfect and you waiting on that perfect soulmate. So you end up not being with realistic people. And that end up putting you, like, women think it's not settling. Every man settles. Every man settles. We all have settled. I mean, if that's the case, everybody ain't with the Beyoncés of the world. Not to say that's what every man want, but men are realistic. Every woman ain't got the exact whatevers that they looking for, but it's good enough. If men can get, it was a poll that said, as men, if you could get with a woman that has 75% of everything that you need, would you want to marry her? And it was like 80-90% of men said, yeah, 75% of everything I ever wanted. Hell yeah. And they did that to women, and I think it was only like 30% or so that said, yeah. With 75% of everything, all your needs that you would be looking for in a man, that ain't good enough. Like, that's not good. That's not a good thing. And it's just too many things that the list of demands and things is just getting ridiculous, is unrealistic. You know, men, we don't have a problem if the woman is treating you good, make you feel good, ain't arguing, don't want you to, it don't make you feel like taking a long way home after work. We happy. Women, y'all got a lot to make you happy. Not all women, but some of these younger women out here. But let's hear what OG got to say the rest of this.
And I wanted companionship. We do so much time on the internet now, you know, we are aggregating everybody else's angst by watching their sad stories. And then we're trying to prove a point, you know, well, I'm high value and I can get this guy and that guy. They're comparing what kind I got, how much, how good I got, how much money I got, how pretty I am. And, you know, is my guy an alpha guy? And I don't date guys with under $100,000. My husband had 4 kids from his first wife. He had no money, but he loved me. And look, I made more money now because I made a guy who made less than I did and was never going to make as much as I did. But he and I ended up doing quite well because he was the brother I needed. That's a bar. He couldn't have done it without me, and I couldn't have done it without him. That's when you've hit the jackpot. That's a bar.
Hey, that's a bar for real, because everybody don't need the same things. Like, if I was to meet a lady, I wouldn't be needing her to drive her car or needing her to pay no money on the rent or things like that. But I would need her time. I need her to spend time, quality time, but help me with what I'm doing. You don't have to work. You don't have to do these things, but I would appreciate some of your help and time. We do these things, travel, work together, do these type of things. That would be what I would be interested in. Now, if that woman was a career woman and didn't want to do these things, that's fine. We probably wouldn't be compatible. How would we see each other? Where would the time be? You working so much, I'm doing this. We see each other when it's time to go to sleep? do different things. Again, I'm not one to limit things before it happens, but that woman would probably work best with somebody that's in that same type of field, working those same type of hours and things. It wouldn't be best for somebody like me. We probably wouldn't see each other too often and would have a lot of, you know, different things going on. So anyway, it's a lot of stuff going on out here. Let me see what some of these clips are on here. We'll just go through rapid pace. I'm gonna scroll through some of these that I posted on my X, and let's see what they say. I forgot what half of these are.
Somebody explain this to me like I'm a 2-year-old. In this country, if you break the law, you get arrested. If you're a cop and you break the law, you get arrested. If you're a priest and you break the law, you get arrested. If you're a soldier and you break the law, you get arrested. If you're ICE and you break the law, nothing. What the fuck is this? Why aren't mayors ordering the police department to arrest these motherfuckers? I don't understand. They're breaking the law. They're racial profiling people. They're kidnapping people. They're busting into people's homes and businesses without warrants. They're beating up people. Arrest these motherfuckers. What the fuck is going on? That's what the police are supposed to do. Arrest people that break the law. It doesn't matter what fucking job they have. So what? They work for the federal government? They don't get arrested? Fuck that. Order your police departments to arrest these motherfuckers. They're breaking the law every fucking day.
You know, I agree with dude. I do think they should be arrested, and I'm glad that like Chicago standing up against them. But I think that this is all a bigger setup and conspiracy to enforce martial law on states and cities that they deem against them or standing up to them. And that's basically how you enforce dictatorships. Anybody speak out against you, anybody that's trying to do certain things, you run, shut them down, sue them, lock them up. Next thing you know, everybody's scared to say stuff, speak out, do things, and you got your way. So that's pretty scary, y'all. I ain't gonna lie.
Of the stock at a certain point.
Since y'all don't listen to me, hear from somebody that know well more than I do.
You buy stocks, you never sell them, you borrow against them. Okay, explain that to me like I'm a 10-year-old. So sure, you own $100 in Amazon stock. Yeah. You need money to buy something instead of selling the stock, and say it's gone up 50%. I say it's doubled. You would have to realize a capital gain and pay long-term capital gains on that $50 gain. No, just borrow against it and let the stock continue to grow. What rich people do is they'll buy a stock. So I'll spend 10K on Amazon stock, and then I go to a bank, and the bank give me a $5,000 loan against my Amazon stock, tax-free.
Basically, because that's a 5-minute video, and I'm gonna shorten it up. And this is actually something that I learned a few years ago, and I do it myself, and it's actually pretty genius. So what rich people or people with money, I'm neither one, but I'm trying to do what I can. Anyway, they buy appreciating assets. I just was talking about how everything lose money except for a house, your car, all this stuff. So what they do is buy stocks that go up in value. You buy $100 in Amazon today, it should be worth in years to come more than $100. Let's just say that much, being safe. So instead of selling the stock to get the profit that you made, because if you paid $100 in a year, it's worth $200. How you get that $100? You'd have to sell the stock. But once you sell it, you get no more money as it continue to go up. What if it doubled and now it's $500? Well, you don't get it because you sold it. So what they do is they get a loan against their assets. They use their assets as collateral. You got $1,000 in Amazon stock. You can say, hey, let me use this as leverage. Let me get a $500 loan. I'm going to use my $1,000 as Amazon stock as collateral. Some people use their car to get a small loan. Some people use their credit. You can use your stocks as collateral for the loan. And as the stocks continue to go up or down, you still own it. You don't want it to go down, though, because if it go down past a certain amount, they'll sell your stocks to make sure that they got their money. So you may not want to do that. It gets pretty complicated, but in the end, here's the whole point. A loan is not income. A loan is not income. So if you have $1 million in stock, it's actually, you don't have anything yet because it only counts as income when you sell the stock. But if you get a loan, a $500,000 loan against that $1 million as collateral, you got a $500,000 and you only got to pay, what the payments are each month, a few $1,000s a month. And now you got that $500,000 that you can then use to make more money and buy more stuff and then get more loans. And then, eventually you die and you never paid the loans off, but you still got all this money and value. Pass it on to your kids, and they just keep doing the same thing. Maybe pay off some of the loans, then borrow back again, and they're always in that state of never having income, so they don't pay income tax because it's a loan. It's not income. So I don't pay income tax because I didn't have income. I got a loan, and I paid the loan back. And then they don't pay no taxes. And damn, that's crazy, huh? And they just keep getting richer. And with the interest rates so low, that means they're getting the money for free. And then at the rate of return on their assets, it's like getting free money. Like people say Elon Musk is the richest man in the world, but that's not exactly accurate because his majority of his wealth is in the stocks of his companies. And although Tesla is not his most valuable position, because SpaceX is worth more money to him than Tesla now. But say, for example, he sold all his stock in Tesla because, say, for example, it's worth $100 billion. Well, as soon as you start selling that much stock, the stock price will come down because so much is being put out there. And then by it being him, the confidence in the company would come down and it would basically crush the company and he would lose all his money and the company would be bankrupt. So he actually cannot sell all his shares and get that money because the rug would be pulled over. But he can get loans against his shares in the company. So he can go to a Credit Suisse or other banks and say, hey, I got $100 billion in shares in Tesla. I want to get a $50 billion loan against those shares. And he can get those loans and then he can buy, for example, he bought Twitter. He sold a little bit of shares of Tesla and then he got loans. So he basically sold enough for a down payment. Then he got loans to pay for the rest to buy Twitter, then use the money that Twitter makes to pay back the loans, as well as be able to get more loans and other stuff. And now Twitter is worth as much as he paid for it. And basically he got it for free at this point. Crazy. So the key is you want to own things that go up in value, whether it's stocks or Bitcoin, and then you can get a loan against that as collateral. For example, you could even go to a bank and get a CD although a lot of people don't get a CD, but you can get a CD for $1,000 and then say, hey, I want to build credit with this bank, so I want to get a loan and use this CD as collateral. And they'll probably give you a loan up to $500. And if you don't pay it, they'll just cash out your CD. So that's a loan secured that will help you build up credit that they'd approve. And then you can continue to do it. That 500 won't count as income, tax-free. A lot of ways they get over on stuff, man. It's crazy. But that's the whole point, is that they didn't teach financial education and financial literacy to us because they want people in debt. That's part of the whole problem. Now, this right here was really messed up.
They're hardcore. They're not good.
So Trump had a speech and he was talking about black kids. He actually said this about black children. This is crazy. Look, listen to this. I mean, I'm not shocked, but I'm just shocked. What world are we living in, man? It's the Twilight Zone.
They're hardcore. They're not going to be good. In 10 years, in 20 years, in 2 years, they're going to be criminals. They were born to be criminals, frankly. They were
born to be criminals, frankly. He talking about us, black folks.
Born to be. And I want to speak directly to our children as well. And please hear me loud and clear. Do not listen to what Donald Trump called you yesterday. When the president from the Oval Office calls you natural-born killers, children who are born to be violent.
Wait a minute.
I say this.
Wait a minute. Why did this not show? I just realized it wasn't showing over here. Hold on. Hold up. Wait. All right.
They're hardcore. They're not going to be good. In 10 years, in 20 years, in 2 years, they're going to be criminals. They were born to be criminals, frankly. They were born to be.
And I want to speak directly to our children as well. And please hear me loud and clear. Do not listen to what Donald Trump called you yesterday. When the president from the Oval Office calls you natural-born killers, children who are born to be violent. I say this. I respect the office, but I will never honor ignorance. To our children, you are loved and you're needed. To our children, we believe in you and we invest in you. To our children, we love you and we are going to honor every God-honored potential that you have. To our children, there's nothing we won't do to keep you safe. To our children, we love you and we are going to make sure that you are never bullied. And I don't care what position they hold. Because I want to be clear, if I listened, when I was coming up, if I listened to the tropes and to the trolls, if I listened to the haters and the heartless, if I listened to the Archie Bunker mindset and the dog whistling, if I spent my time focusing on those people who did not love me instead of focusing on those people who do, I would never be the 63rd governor of the state of Maryland and the only black governor in the United States of America. Here in Maryland, we believe in you. We're going to support you. We're going to make sure you're safe. And we're going to make sure that every God-honored opportunity is within your grasp.
He need to run for president. They pulled it down again. For some reason, they kept pulling that down. Damian Kinney, you said, didn't Hillary Clinton refer to black teens as super predators and they need to be brought to heel? I remember the super predator line. I don't remember who she was talking about. I wouldn't put it past them. Again, I ain't putting nothing past them. No, I just can't remember. It's been a while. It's been 10 years, but I wouldn't put it past them. Believe me. Yeah, the crime bill. Damian Kinney, Joe Biden made comments on the Senate floor before he was VP saying he didn't want his children in school with black children. Yeah, didn't he also have a comment about them busing children or something? And Kamala Harris was saying that she was one of the kids that got bused and how that was a good thing. I mean, the one thing I will say with Joe Biden is that his policies were not as cruel as Trump's, and his policies, although all of them wasn't working like they probably should or we would like, the spirit of his policies in general, I'm talking about as president, were better than what we've seen so far. These are cruel, they don't even make any sense. These tariffs, I don't see how anybody could think that the tariffs are working right now. I mean, if anything, it's ruined us, ruined our word as a country. It's alienated our allies. It's brought our enemies closer together. Putin, Xi, and Kim Jong ain't never been in the same room together. They all are going together to have military parades, and China's now getting soybeans from other countries, and the farmers here is, man, I mean, it's just crazy. And of course, they'll probably decide to bail out the farmers with subsidies, taxpayer funds, when the majority of these farmers voted for this crap. Politicians believe that tax money is their money. But anyway, they starting to realize you can't go back home because you voted against your own people, your own constituents with that big, beautiful bill, big booty bill. That big booty bill, you done ruined so many people, and they waiting for you when you come back to your areas you represent. And this town hall that I'm about to show you, this just go to show people is mad. It got Republicans scared, and it's just crazy.
Trump supporters aren't going to want to hear this, but they really took Joe Biden for granted, because once they sent this man packing, the money that he had sent at their communities got yanked right back by Donald Trump. And that happened because Donald Trump signed the One Big Beautiful Bill.
And see, this is the thing that they don't understand. They love to say, well, Biden didn't do this or didn't do that, but then don't realize you have Republican governors and Republican congresspeople that have to sign off for each state, and they don't like to sign off for stuff that Democrats pass, because then they know they'll never get elected again because they're not looking good. So they don't pass and block things so that they can say, see, it doesn't work. See, the government is too big. It should be private. See, but it would have worked. You stopped it from working so that you can rob and steal the money, because I'm pretty sure you got something to do with the private companies and get kicked back, so it's your company, and get all the money. So it benefits you to not have the government do it, and you get the money, but it don't benefit everybody else. Anyway, listen to this.
And what's even worse is that the MAGA Republicans in the House can't even explain to their own voters why the rug got pulled out from under them. But that's okay, because we're going to name and shame some of them. First up is Rep. Malloy from Utah. St. George was set to receive $88 million for I-15, but now gone. Next up is Representative Guthrie from Kentucky. Bowling Green was set to receive $10.2 million in pedestrian safety funding. Not anymore, they're not. Montana, you're up next, because one of your representatives, Ryan Zinke, if you thought you were going to get $63 million for a highway project and $24 million in Missoula, guess again. Next up is Representative Harris from Maryland. There was supposed to be $3.3 million that was going to go to Easton and $1 million for Berlin. That's all gone. And there are a lot more examples like that I could share. But the reason these communities were going to get this money was because Joe Biden signed a bill into law, which was the Inflation Reduction Act. When Donald Trump came in and signed the One Big Beautiful Bill, all that money got pulled back. So I hope there aren't any folks in those communities who are whining now that they're not getting that money, because this is exactly what you voted for. And if there are any folks out there who said something like, well, Joe Biden doesn't speak to the working class, I'm going to leave you with this. The target of the funding clawback is the Neighborhood Access and Equity Grant Program, one of a series of provisions included in former President Joe Biden's Inflation Reduction Act that seek to use federal dollars to ease long-standing social and economic inequities. It sounds pretty pro-working class to me. If you're a Trump supporter who stayed till the end, first of all, thank you. Secondly, you're in the find out stage now.
And what he mean by that is one of the favorite things that they like to say is FOFO, and that's FAFO, which stands for fork around and find out. And so when they say they in the find out stage, they didn't forked around. So I guess it's time to find out. Look at this right here.
Chief Joseph. So here's the bombshell. The Department of Justice acting deputy chief, Joseph Schnitt, was caught on a hot mic during what he thought was a private conversation. And he said the DOJ planned to redact every Republican name from the Epstein files while leaving all of the Democrats exposed. That is...
Yeah, this dude was on a date. This dude was on a date with a woman, and his brag on this date is, yeah, you know, I work in the Department of Justice, you know, well, we about to get all the Democrats, we gonna leave them on the Epstein list, and we gonna get all the Republicans off. That's his flex. That's his flex on a date. That's what you telling a woman on a date, and that you all are gonna set up people, and you think that's gonna get her juices flowing and want you to get hit that. And what's crazy is that the whole date was fake. It was a setup. The woman was not with the dude. They were recording and just trying. They saw that he was on the site, and it was a setup from the get-go to get information. Let me play this.
Not speculation. That's an official admitting to political tampering in one of the biggest scandals of our time.
They need to go to jail.
The DOJ is now in full damage control, saying that his comments don't reflect any reality. It's just his personal opinions. But think about it. This is coming from someone at the top of the Justice Department. We're talking about 33,000 documents tied to Epstein, and this official is basically saying the public won't get the full truth, only the version that benefits one side politically. And if that's true, it's a cover-up at the highest level. And even if it's not policy, the fact that he believes it's happening shows the rot inside the system. The bottom line, our justice system only works.
I thought this was the video. I got it saved on a, let me see. I'll just.
They're hardcore.
Let's see. This dude on a date. Where is it at? All you finding is all this cover-up videos. Where Boy, they do a good job of piling on a lot of stuff and make it hard for you to find stuff. That's why they throw so much crap on here, and they make it hard to find stuff. It's just crazy. They also released the Jeffrey Epstein, when he turned 50, his birthday party, he had a book with all kind of letters and notes. They released it, and man, they got some weird messages and notes in there, and a lot of them seem to be in on the joke of what he liked to do for fun. So anyway, I'm gonna get up out of here. I'm gonna try to cut this up a little bit. I know people don't like to watch the whole thing straight as I do it live, so I'm gonna have to try to chop this up a little bit, and I hope that I can finally get this app and things together soon so I can make some money and hopefully not be in some financial troubles, because it looked like it's coming for all of us soon. That jobs report was probably the worst jobs report in history since COVID, which, I mean, nobody could work at COVID, so that was the worst jobs report I think they said that the United States only created 22,000 jobs across the whole country, lost 900,000. And another epidemic is that black women are losing their job at record pace, which that's going to be bad in a lot of ways. I think they said 300,000 black women lost their job in the last 3 months. So that's 100,000 sisters losing their job every month. And let me double check because I don't want to be putting out wrong information. But while I'm pulling that up, the reason that's bad in a number of ways is because, for one, most of these sisters probably have kids or families they taking care of or living with, taking care of their parents or whatever the case. And so, oh shoot, what did I just do? And so that's going to be a big hit, as well as a lot of them are single, so they don't have a man to help with the bills. And if all these women losing their job, they single and they got kids, what are they going to do? There's no man going to step in and start paying. Plus, as a woman lives on her own longer, it's almost impossible for her to live with a man. She been doing too much on her own. She's not going to listen. She ain't going to want to do nothing that he says. But she needs his help. There's no compromise in it, though. Let's see. Let me go to... and so I think that's going to be bad in a lot of ways as far as the black community especially. And also, black women are the most educated demographic in America. So you got a highly educated group of women that don't really have any support. I think black women probably have the least support in America. Then the next group is black men. Spanish women, they men support them. White women, they men support them. Asian women, they men support them. Black women and black men, they have a lack of support for one another. By design. By design. I'm not blaming the woman or the man. I'm not blaming any. I'm blaming outside forces that help do that. Whether it's putting crack in the community or doing, we can go down that list from redlining to job, all kind of stuff. Let's see how many black women lost their job last month. Says in April of 2025, over 106,000 black women lost their job, which was the highest number among all demographics. So black women lost their job more than anybody else in America. No other demographic lost more jobs than black women. And it says it comes from the U.S. Bureau of Labor Statistics, which also showed that black women's unemployment rate rose from 5.1 to 6.1 in April. And it's saying 300,000 black women left the workplace in 3 months. It's in Forbes. It says, here's a breakdown, 106,000 lost by unemployment rate, demographic. This was the largest increase in unemployment among all racial and gender groups. And, you know, the powers that be, they don't like black women, which is why I'm thinking that this was sharing. For some reason, it's not trying to share my information on these windows. But this is why black men, when they would be talking about sisters dating white dudes, they didn't approve of it. It's not to be racist. I really don't care, to be honest with you, what people do, but I don't like that. And the reason why is that a lot of times when it hits the fan, unfortunate truth comes out, which is, I don't like if somebody's, that means like they've been using you or this or that, and then something happened and you ain't this or you that or da. Not all the time, but sometimes. And then they are left on their own in a way. I don't like that. It should be, if you with that person, it's representing this culture, or you are not with this culture or whatever. It shouldn't be that way. It shouldn't. But unfortunately, these type of things happen. And so when sisters get with people outside their race and it doesn't go right, it's, I think, harder for them because you completely left your people, in a sense. Your people, it doesn't necessarily mean that because you dated someone you left your people. That's not true. But I think it can be harder if you, especially for a black man. If a black man was with a white woman, he can go back to a black woman, and I don't think the same stigma may apply to if a black woman was with a white dude and now she try to go back to black men. I think these black men would probably be judged harshly by her, and they may crack jokes or say stuff about what she been doing. That's my opinion. Could be wrong. Before I go, here's the thing, because I love my sisters. So please don't take information or my thoughts or opinions as I don't love my sisters, because I do. I actually never had a relationship that I would call a serious relationship with anyone other than a black woman. Never been in a serious relationship with a Spanish woman or a white woman. But I am not against it. It just ain't happened. It ain't something I've been looking for. Anyway, my sisters out here, I love you. But here's the problem. No friends in the pipeline. Why 300,000 black women were pushed out of the workforce. When you don't have your man to have your back, you on the island, sister. And they done diss men, black men, and said we ain't this and that, none of that. And black men have objectified women into the point where you just body parts and twerking. So a lack of respect and appreciation has grown. And with that happening, everybody in that community out for themselves, or the sister look at the black man as if you get with him, you probably didn't get the best mate out there. And the black man looking at a sister as if you get with her, you probably ain't got the best mate out there. She just a freak or something. But if you really want to be successful, you need a white woman or something, you know. But it says a recently published MSNBC article made headlines for a shocking stat. Nearly 300,000 black women have exited the American labor force in the last 3 months. The article attributes the mass exodus to reasons like federal job cuts and the dismantling of DEI programs, with issues like inflation, student loan debt, automation, and underrepresentation in growing tech sectors, creating a compounded economic risk for black women. It not only hurts black women, but has a ripple effect for the entire U.S. economy, resulting in the country's GDP. And a less discussed issue that may be considered is how what is happening also the cause of a widening network gap faced by black women. See, black women, and I ain't even read all this article, but a lot of times black women, they keep taking this off of my screen for some reason. But black women ain't gonna probably hang out and socialize with other women, white or Hispanic. And if they ain't got the black man with them, who they got? They ain't got no network other than other black women, which y'all all facing the same problem. It says 2019 article from LinkedIn's vice president of social impact explored the network gap, the unequal access a person has to opportunities based on who they know. And that's why they always say it's not what you know, it's who you know. That's why people like Pete Hegseth and all of them get to be in the positions they are. It's because of who they know. It ain't because of their skills. It ain't because of that. They are benefiting from DEI in a sense, or it wasn't DEI, but they voting from I remember the name. You know it. From bull crap. That's what they've been from. It says it indicates 70% of professionals get hired at jobs where they know someone who works there. A 2020 study indicated that non-white job candidates get fewer jobs through referrals because their social network is smaller. With the anti-DEI legislation and a wave of corporate DEI rollbacks, many companies have deprioritized DEI, dismantling programs and initiatives like employee resource groups, which provide key opportunities to boost one's professional network. Says according to Catalyst, ERGs can be thought of as voluntary employee-led groups that foster inclusive work environments. I ain't too familiar with all these employee resource groups and things, but hey, women, first of all, already have a problem in the workplace, and then minorities. And then also, I wouldn't be shocked to say, and of course, this is my opinion, but I wouldn't be shocked to say some of this pushback could be from that Me Too movement. Now, I wouldn't be sure that they would be targeting sisters on that, but just women in the workplace, if they finally trying to cut down on that, I think that's them trying to possibly get revenge, which is kind of messed up. It's like you doing the crime, you get caught, and I'm mad that you caught me, so I'm going to go after you. That's like kids back in school. Your teacher told on you, so now you don't like that teacher. You the one doing it. Her job was to tell on you and tell your mama. The Marcus Vaughn, man, happy early birthday, J-Mo. Enjoy your day and many more to come. Thank you, man. Appreciate it, man. Definitely. I'm getting up there, man. And, you know, as we get up there, especially as men, not too many people give a damn about you and your birthday and stuff no more. Nobody going to give no old man. I'm going to be 47 years old, y'all. I shouldn't even say that in public. That way I can still get them 20-year-old roles. You know what I'm saying? In the movies, I still can book them 20-year-olds. Hey, I'm 20. I'm this High School Musical. I still can book High School Musical. I look like I'm like 22, 20. Hey, guys, I just transferred. I'm new in town. How's it hanging? Huh? Where's the party? You guys gonna get some booze? Nah, man. But hey, bro, appreciate you spreading love, fam. September 17th, y'all. Lord willing, be around for another spin of this dice we've been living on. With that being said, I'm about to wrap it up. Been here a couple hours. I need to chop this up. Make sure everybody get a little clip of what they want to see. And with that being said, man, I appreciate y'all that stuck with me tonight. I wanted to go live Sunday. I end up oversleeping. Then I wanted to talk about Kill Tony. Last week, Kill Tony was probably the best episode ever with Donnell Rollins and Rob Schneider. Donnell Rollins, man, he won't shut up. Dude, shut your ass up, man. I hate stereotypes that can be used to be pointed as true. Like if he'd had some chicken and watermelon, they'd be like, see, I told you you guys like it. Like everybody eat chicken and some watermelon. But the thing about black folks always interrupting and stuff, dude, he kept interrupting, saying this long ass thing. Dude, shut up, man. Damn. Ain't nothing worse than somebody not realizing how bad they make themselves look in public, especially. You know, I've made myself look bad a few times, and I like to think I've caught myself, although I've caught myself after I've already made myself look bad, so I didn't really catch myself. But I try to apologize and try not to do it again. I try to make a mental note. So this like his second or third time on that show doing that. And it's just like, ugh, come on, man. DeMarcus Vaughn, you say, Jay, what you think about 50 acquiring the rights of Paid in Full and made Cameron an executive producer in the Paid in Full series? I know he was trying to. I didn't see that he had did that. I mean, if they're going to make a series, and that's actually pretty smart, 50 knows his lane, make gangster crime series. And if you're going to do something, because BMF basically was it. It's a lot of drug kingpins they can make shows based off of from the 80s and 90s. So if he goes the route of buying up these stories and remaking them into TV shows, that's actually a genius idea. And he's already got a proven track record of making these shows work. But here's the other question, and I'm just being real. Ain't people getting tired of these gangster shows? To be honest with you, I am. I mean, how many ways can we see a gangster sell drugs and shoot people and stuff? Like, I like the shows, but they kind of worn out. Is that all the stories black folks got to tell about black folks? Gangster life? That's what we got to glorify? I know I'm sounding like a cornball. Why we always got to be violent? Why was always... But, like, good grief, from The Godfather Harlem, BMF, Power Book 2, 3, 4, 5. What other show? Snowfall, this and that. Like, we've had a good 10, 12 gangster drug dealing shows now. Good amount. Ain't no other story. We didn't do nothing in the 80s and 90s but shoot and sell drugs. That's all we did. Like, I mean, I just think they kind of wearing it out, in my opinion. But I would probably be watching it. I ain't gonna lie to you. Paid in Full. First of all, it's going to bring back memories because we all watched the movie and liked it back when entertainment and art was meant to be consumed and move on. Now, they want you to live watching this stuff. As soon as one go off, here come another. Like, there's no breaks. You have to live for these things and pay monthly and stuff. You can't just watch it and get over it. So anyway, speaking of that, how many of y'all watching Tyler Perry Black Family in Black or whatever it is? Come out Thursday on Netflix. I think I'm gonna go ahead and watch that and review it. I never watched any of the episodes. I believe this is season 2. So Tyler Perry shows are hard for me to watch. I'm pretty sure it's some dude that's probably dark-skinned, and he probably very mean to the women and hard to watch and this and that, and good grief. He do that too much. He's worn that out too. You seen one, you seen them all from Tyler Perry, in my opinion, but Beauty in Black season 2, there you go. So, yeah, DeMarcus Vaughn, yeah, we'll see. Poppy Mulunda. What up, Poppy Mulunda? You say, what up, J-Mo? How you doing, brother? I'm hanging in there. I appreciate you coming through. Poppy Mulanda. You say Top Boy or Peaky Blind. I've seen some Peaky Blinders. The Peaky Blinders. And Gangs of London is also gangster shows from UK. Top Boy, I heard, was really good. Some people was trying to get me to watch it. I wanted to watch it, but it was like almost finished, or it is finished, and I just maybe I got too overwhelmed by thinking about watching 4 seasons or something of a show, and I was like, I can't get started. But if you get started and stuff like that, next thing you know, you didn't watch them all before you know it. So I probably should have just went on ahead and started watching Top Boy, because I've heard nothing but good shows about it. And the UK shows make me laugh. I love the way y'all talk over there and talking shit. But also, I think getting stabbed and knives is worse than guns in a way, because no, you can't inflict as much damage and hurt as many people. But if somebody stab you, it doesn't make noise like a gun, and you could be stabbed, leaking in the damn corner somewhere, and then by the time somebody figure it out. Whereas gunshots make noise, people run, people do this and that. The reaction time, you know, is different. Whereas with stabbings and things like that, you can hit a jugular, bleed out, all kind of stuff. People didn't even know, you know. So I think, yeah, you can inflict way more damage to more people with weapons, guns, and stuff. But if you in some bar and some dude, you thought you was fighting him and he done poked you 4 or 5 times, and you thinking you sweating, and now you done leaked out your damn drawers and died. I just think that's just worse, man. They be trying to stab you too much. Pepper, what's good from NYC? Pepper, you say what's wrong with your voice? You could tell it's a difference in my voice. I've actually had a sore throat right here for a couple weeks. Wow, you can tell the difference in my voice, huh? I've had a sore throat for a couple weeks right in here. My damn doctor ain't doing much. Dr. Doolittle. I think I might go to urgent care, to be honest with y'all. My damn throat's been bothering me. DeMarcus Vaughn, Horse is the dark-skinned dude in Beauty and Black who dislikes the woman. I knew it. They always got one of them in a Tyler Perry show. Papi Mulanda, you say tomorrow is also my birthday, the same day the Tyler Perry show Beauty and Black return on Netflix. It come out on Thursday here. But shout out to my September baby, man. First of all, September babies are the most creative and funniest and best looking people in the world. So you made it. Congrats. Pepper, you say you could tell the difference? Man, Pepper, you a real one. You a real one. I appreciate it, Pep. Where the salt? But yeah, man, it's actually been kind of scaring me a little with my sore throat. It's not getting any better for a few weeks now. And I actually had a doctor's appointment a couple of days ago. He ain't do a damn thing. He looking with a stethoscope and this and that. So I have Medicaid and Medicare, man. I'm poor, y'all. I ain't never front saying I'm rich. I'm good at saving and budgeting, but I ain't balling. I ain't balling at all. But yeah, man, they don't want to do much. They trying to help get rid of a bunch of people. This one thing, I use the bathroom. They won't give it to me now. They saying I need to have two, not just one. I need to have 2 urinary tract infections before they give it back to me. Like, what? First of all, that's more expensive going and getting this treatment for UTIs than just giving me what I need. Secondly, why would you want me to get sick and go through all of this just to justify this cost, as if like I'm trying to get over on using something to pee? That's my scam. I'm getting pee bags. About to ball out of control selling them. Like, that's why I need some money in a lot of different ways, man. A lot of different ways. DeMarcus Vaughn, you say Libra's on deck. I don't know about all that, man. I don't know. Actually, I don't know all about that. I don't know nothing about no Libras or the zodiac sign, to be honest with you. Only thing I know about the zodiac sign is my sign, and when I read things, what they say about the sign is, as I'm getting older, I'm getting more and more shocked at how accurate some of these things are. I'll be like, whoa, I do act that way. I do feel that way. Whoa, this is kind of accurate and scary. But that's more on when it tells about the type of person that sign is. When they go into predictions, oh, this week will be this, or you'll have that. That almost never is accurate. Almost never works. Never accurate. But when they say a Virgo, because that's what I am, they say a Virgo is this type of person or that, and this and that. Almost always, if it's a legit thing, almost always that is accurate. I'd be like, whoa, that's scary accurate. And then it'll go on to say a bunch of stuff that's completely false. So, Pepper, you say, I thought you was a stars. A stars? What you mean? Star what? With you? I could be a star for you. You mean the stars and what? That's why I'm not on Medicaid and Medicare? Man, y'all know how much health insurance costs, y'all? You thought I was a stars on TV? Yeah, I'm on stars on TV. I was in Power. Hey, Biggie Smalls, he say more money, more problems. More money you make, more problems you got. More bills to pay. But I actually live beneath my means, believe it or not. I have elevated my expenses way more than I used to when my dad moved in a couple years ago. But other than that, I live beneath my means. My house used to be paid in full, but I moved. And my car, all my stuff was paid off. I didn't have a newer car, but it was paid off, and my house was paid off, and I didn't have much bills. But since then, in the last few years, I bought another car, although that car is now paid off, but I moved to a bigger place, and this house is not paid off, and good grief. I think about the days of having a paid off house. It wasn't all that. It was cool. It was a townhouse. It was 3 bedrooms. It got the job done. And damn, man, not paying any rent or mortgage for that, man. I miss that. This is my last question before I get out of here, y'all. We done damn near pulled the Rogan. Been up in here for 3 hours, but I didn't see this game, but I've been hearing a lot about what happened with the Bears in Minnesota. But honestly, DeMarcus Vaughn asking what I think about the Bears. I've been disappointed in Chicago sports, period, for at least 15 years. Not even joking. Like Derrick Rose and how that went down and was handled was the last of me really giving a damn. What they did to the Cubs, dismantling that after they won. The Sox, dismantling them after they win. The Bears, we never get a damn quarterback in the history of the damn franchise. Now they keep trading up to get quarterbacks and don't get them the help they need and this and that. And now Caleb Williams painting his fingernails. Chicago ain't the city for that. He should have went to L.A. I ain't trying to say because he paint his fingernails, he can't be a good player, but Chicago and your quarterback get his nails done, he better win. He better win. I'm just telling you, he better win because the moment he losing, oh my goodness, they coming for him straight up. Jim Dog, what up? My boy Jimmy, how you doing? You said the Colts, this Negro, love him some Colts. I will give you credit. The Colts have been managed better than the Bears have in the past 30 years, even though your boy Jim Irsay, he was a hell of a character. But the Colts have been managed better than the Bears. Now, they have had mistakes. They did Peyton Manning wrong, but overall, Colts fans have had way more to cheer about than the Bears fans. I tell you that. And the Bears mentality is horrible. They just now started trying to get a quarterback, which they already got rid of Fields after trading up for him. He go trading up for him, trade up for Trubisky. We didn't try to get a quarterback 3 years of 3 draft. Oh my goodness. Anyway, if they'd have just kept Trubisky and got people around him, we might have been okay. And I didn't even want no Trubisky. I was like, you getting a quarterback from North Carolina? Is he going to play basketball? Trading up for him. He actually made the Pro Bowl and started to be okay. All they needed to do was surround him with talent. Surround him with talent. Pretty much today, being honest, any quarterback, hell, I was going to say 3rd, 4th rounder, but Tom Brady was in the 6th, 7th round. Today, pretty much any quarterback that's going in the NFL draft, that's a real quarterback that can throw, they can win. All you need to do is surround them with talent. I mean, this old first round quarterback stuff, I don't know if I would do it. You can get a 2nd round quarterback. Look at Patrick Mahomes. You can get a 2nd round quarterback if you get them the protection, wide receivers, running back. You good. Get a 1st round left tackle, 2nd round right tackle. Get some linemen. Give that quarterback time to throw. Get a 1st round or 2nd round running back. They don't ever want to get a 1st round running back no more. But get a prime running back, some receivers, tight ends. Anyway, let me get up out of here, y'all. I'm making sure I ain't forgetting nothing. DeMarcus, man, I appreciate you, fam. Everybody that stayed the whole live, man, I appreciate y'all, man. I came through. I mean, hey, my channel go through a lot of ups and downs, and it's partly my fault with inconsistencies lately and things, trying other stuff. Partly y'all fault. No, I'm just saying partly stuff with algorithms and things. But I still keep going. It ain't about the money. It ain't about trying to do ads and do all this stuff. I like communicating with my people. I like keeping it real. And hey, man, it don't matter how many people rocking with me. I'ma still come through and keep it real because y'all been keeping it real with me, and I appreciate that, man. Definitely. I know it's a million things that people can do these days, from going to sleep, listening to music, watching TV, cable, YouTube, So, you know what I mean? Deuces, I appreciate you. Love. Y'all be safe out there. And check me out on Twitch because I be posting all kind of stuff on there. And it's a whole lot of stories I got on my Twitch right now that I didn't even get to today because I be talking too damn much. But it's a lot of stuff I be Twitter, retweeting. And my Twitter, let me put it up there, is JStradamus78. This was my very first social media. I actually used that because that's my name on PlayStation. And so I started the Twitter because a lot of people get together on Twitter to play in the rec and also play in the leagues and stuff. And so I used to meet and play 2K, meet the people, get in the leagues and play 2K. Especially, I'm like one of the greatest of all time. So, of course, they needed me. I'm through it. You know what I'm saying? Come and dunk on their head. You know what I'm saying? But I play the center. I'm really a better point guard. I'm amazing. So I'm basically Hall of Fame either way. But everybody want to be a point guard. But I don't like a scoring first point guard. So when I play point, I'm a pass first point guard, dishing, hitting people, getting about 15 dimes a game. I may have about 15 points, 15 dimes. But I ain't coming throwing up threes half court. I can't stand playing with that. But that's why I play with the big, because if you a point guard, everybody a point guard, take you longer to get in the games. You're going to be playing the small forward as a point guard or the two and all this stuff. So, but as the big, of course, everybody throwing up them threes. I'm going to have to grab them boards. I'll be playing 2K26 right now on Twitch. So if anybody want to check out some of this 2K26 content, of course, it's JAYMOOREREVIEWS everywhere but Twitter. So right there, that's Twitch. Check it out. 2K26, which this might be my last 2K. And my very last video game of buying will probably be Grand Theft Auto 6, y'all. And I'm not going to buy a PlayStation 6. The PS5, no games. What games? Like I said earlier, the PS5 was a rip-off console. The first console to have no real signature games. What game? And this been out for 5 years. First of all, COVID messed it up. But now they talking about bringing out a PS6 for what? I feel like my PS5 ain't been used. I played what? Red Dead Redemption. I got that on the PS4. I've been playing what? Grand Theft Auto. I got that on PS3 and 4 and 5. I ain't never bought no game 3 times. 2K. And it still looked the same. It moved a little faster. Point is, what? Ain't nothing to buy. Anyway. You say, will you check out Tulsa King with Samuel L. Jackson? I didn't know about that, but now I'm going to look at it. Pepper, you say, good show, good night, even though I was late. Hey, better late than never, and you can always watch the beginning again. But, yeah, man, I appreciate it, man, definitely, and you have a good night. You said, Pepper said, take care of your health. I know money tight, but make it happen. Feel better. Yeah, I don't even want to get into that because I got a bunch of health issues from the rooter to the tutor up in this mug. So anyway, I appreciate y'all, man. Let me get up out of here. Y'all have a good night. Be safe out there. Deuces. Remember, if the cops pull you over, do like Debo. You be quiet, but when they leave, you be talking again. Straight up. Y'all be safe out there. Deuces.